For years, there has been great discrepancy surrounding the cooking methods for the most delicious turkey. Today, Chef David and Terry go head-to-head to determine which turkey conquers domination. First up, we have Chef David. Professional chef and sharp as a tack, his fancy approach in the kitchen is impressive, but will his turkey be the boss? Next, we have Terry, aka Parmesan Princess, home chef who cooks with love. Her old-school approach is always delicious, but will her turkey get the crown? Today on Between the Eats, it's the Battle of the Turkeys.
Too bag or not too bag, too stuff or not too stuff, those are the questions.
They are, and we're going to try to answer them for you this week by showing you two different ways of prepping your turkey. She likes to use a bag and suffocate the poor thing. And I like to just
dead.
I like to roast it at a really nice high temperature and brine my bird. And we're going to just look at both ways and decide which way you may like to do it this year.
So the one thing we actually agree on is the stuffing. If you missed it, you have to watch our 50s TV dinner episode because we actually made this stuffing. So it's that recipe minus the cranberries. And I'm actually gonna stuff my turkey and put it in the bag.
And I'm not stuffing mine.
Two no-nos. So to get started, if you have a frozen turkey or if you have a fresh turkey, you wanna rinse it out, make sure you get the neck out and the giblets in the other bag. And one year I actually forgot this, and obviously we couldn't eat the turkey because they're in a plastic bag, but sometimes it's in both cavities. Like the neck will be in one and the other bag of parts in the other one. So watch that. Make sure you wash your hands really well, pull your hair up, and take off all your jewelry and everything because our hands are going right in this. Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is pull the skin away as much as you can from the breast up here. So you're gonna really make room to stuff it in.
So you're stuffing on top of the breast as well?
I do.
Not just in the cavities?
No,
Under
no,
the
no,
skin?
no, no. Under the skin, I think is just, for some reason, ends up being the best stuffing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it does. Years and years of my approach, you know.
Yeah.
Years and years of this. I've been doing this forever.
And what that's going to also, on a technical level, what that stuffing under the skin over the breast meat is going to do is going to help insulate that breast meat from the heat when it's roasting. And it's going to help keep that bird moist. And I'm going to do a similar thing. Like I said, not stuffing my bird this week, but I am going to put butter under the skin and over the meat itself.
Okay.
And who doesn't love butter?
Yeah.
And it's the same concept. That's going to help base that meat as the turkey roast.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that quite yet because I have a very important step that has to happen first.
Okay, what?
I am going to brine my bird. Brining, what is brining? Brining is a process by which you force moisture into the meat of protein,
Okay.
especially chickens and pork and turkey, things that tend to have dry meat. And what it is a combination of salt, sugar, and water.
I'm still stuffing. The one thing you have to just make sure is that it's gonna close after. So you don't wanna make it too much that you can't close it all up.
So that's your basic brine. You have water, salt, and sugar. And what that does is the sugar will open up the proteins and allow the saline solution, which is the water and salt, to get into the meat. And that flavors it, adds a depth of salt to pull out the flavor, but it also holds that moisture in the meat so that as you cook it, your turkey doesn't dry out. Now, the nice thing about a brine is you can flavor it however you want to flavor it. So you could use apple juice, you could use chicken stock in here. I like to add a little bit of garlic to mine. I like to add an apple.
Skin and all?
Skin and all, so you're just getting that flavor in. We're gonna throw cinnamon stick in that water.
What's the most popular brine?
That is honestly up to you. It is whatever you're looking for. You could do sage in here. You know, you could think of all those Thanksgiving flavors.
Okay.
And it's really, you create what you want in your brine. And then I like a little black pepper. A lot of times I'll use peppercorns, but whatever it is that you want to, whatever flavors you want to pull into that bird, you
Cool.
put it in the water. And then the last step, nice and easy, you just dunk that bird in the water. Okay, then the next step is to lid it up.
Okay.
and then goes into the fridge for a nice cold rest for 18 to 24 hours. Don't want to go past 24 hours because I get a little salty.
Then the thing is the close, like I'm a big surgeon. So what you do is you pull the skin over and you want to close the turkey so that whenever this one we're just gonna like, so whenever you have it and you know we're gonna put it in the bag, you want it all closed so everything just cooks and is closed up. My family's been doing this my entire life. My grandma, my mom, and then when I took over Thanksgiving probably 10 years ago, same thing, stuffing the turkey as much as you can, closing it up, putting it in the bag, and we've never ever even brined a turkey. Like we always did it the same way.
Well, my mom did it very similar to you, and I'm sure most families do it this way, very similar. And as I grew, I just changed up my style. This is a very good way. This is also just another way to do it. And if there's things that you've heard that may scare you, you know, this is an alternative way.
Like now they're saying you don't stuff, you don't use a bag, you don't want to do all this, but I mean, it is just so delicious. So
this is the alternative way, and I'm gonna slide. You had your stuffing up under the skin.
I guess I'm done talking, because my turkey's better, so I don't need to talk.
Well, I'm putting butter in
Do we have judges? Like, who's gonna judge?
Well, the family's coming, right?
Oh,
later.
yeah.
So they'll be judging, I'm sure.
Okay.
This butter is doing exactly what her stuffing did underneath the skin. It's going to kind of baste the bird as it roasts. Another big difference between what Terry is doing, she's trussing it up, keeping it nice and tight. One of the things that's going to help my bird cook a little quicker is that the heat can get around the bird. I'm not going to truss the bird. I'm going to put it in at a very high temperature to start, and then back that heat off a little bit to finish it, because I don't want to burn it, but I really want to give it a good hard sear to begin. So I have that. Then I'm going with aromatics, and you're putting stuffing into your cavity. I'm using my cavity to kind of carry those flavors throughout the bird. So as it roasts, these aromatics are gonna work its way through the meat. I'm putting a little cinnamon. It's kind of what I put in the brine is going into the bird as it roasts. There's some rosemary.
That makes sense. So aren't these parts sticking out gonna burn?
No. And
that's why like I have to make sure when it goes in the bag that it's all tight.
What I'm gonna do is tuck these wings under, like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And that'll keep the wings from burning. And these legs, they'll sit up like this, and you'll see it'll come out.
Do you have this thing? Because I put them right under here. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but
nope.
I mean, that's a pretty good way to do it.
As I said earlier, I want a little bit of separation on mine so that the heat will travel through. So.
You're so serious. You're like, the next thing is to rub it with butter, and you want a soft butter. I just let it sit out for like an hour or so. We're gonna rub it with butter. And this is gonna help it to brown also.
And what I'm gonna do, I have my butter here. What I'm going to do is use a little vegetable oil on my turkey. Because my bird's going in a 500-degree oven. And what that will do, if you put butter on it, that butter's gonna burn. Brown butter, good. Burnt butter, bad. This has a higher smoking point, and that's why I use it.
So the awesome thing is you can create the aromatics with garlic, with sage, rub the bird first with them, and then cover it in the butter. Because it has this much butter in it, we definitely want to flour the bag. So I have the bag here. We're gonna put some flour. You wanna make sure you seal it with your hands. I've done this before and had an absolute disaster. So then we're gonna take the bag, like a punching ball. So we dump out the excess flour and then set the bag on the roasting pan. That's floured. Put the celery in the bottom. And it creates just like a little platform so the bird can just lay on it.
I can't believe I'm gonna help her do this.
No, you don't have to. I can do it myself. Okay. So now, well, I think I can.
Team David, don't do this to your bird.
Oh, stop. Okay. So we're gonna put it in here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna throw some of the
aromatics in?
Yeah, just the extras. Just in a little bit of garlic, a little bit of sage. We're gonna close the bag, which you gotta make sure you push it forward. There we go. close the bag, tie it off. Now all the juices are gonna run down. That's gonna be our gravy base. So there's no better gravy base than the drippings in the bottom, which you have to agree with.
Sure, so.
But instead
so
of
your
being in the
drippings
pan,
are gonna
they're
be
all
in the
gonna be
bag.
in the bag. So we're gonna like pierce the bag and let it all out to become,
The gravy.
you know, the gravy anyway.
Okay.
So then the last part is we're just gonna slit the top with a couple little slits to let it breathe.
Do you want me to, or do you want to?
You can, but don't puncture my bird
Right.
and don't sabotage it.
I'm not
Watch
doing-
closely because he could start to sabotage. There's a little pamphlet that comes with the turkey bags, and it tells you exactly based on how many pounds your bird is, like in stuffed or unstuffed, if you're using a bag, how long you're gonna cook it for.
Okay.
So for this bird, which is like 12 pounds, we're gonna put it in 350-degree oven for like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So it's ready to go in.
All right, well,
Yeah, you're almost
let's
ready?
move this guy out of the way.
Okay,
And let's get my bird ready to go.
all right,
All right. So, I too have a roasting pan.
okay.
I'm going to start
Things are starting to look familiar.
Yeah.
We both have a roasting pan.
salt and pepper on the skin.
Okay,
Can never get too much seasoning. Now, you're gonna go a little lighter with the salt, just because you already have it salty with
I
the
was
brine.
gonna say, do you even wanna put
Yeah,
salt?
it'll help dry the skin, crisp the skin a little bit.
Okay.
But you don't want to go crazy with it for
Okay.
what we already said. And like I said, the arms, the wings, arms are tucked,
Okay.
and the bird goes on the rack, straight on the rack. Because I don't have a bag to collect all the drippings, what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of liquid on the bottom of the pan
So it doesn't burn.
so that it doesn't burn exactly. You don't want too much, but you definitely want
And this
enough.
is water? Could you use stock or?
You could use stock, you could use anything that you want, but it's
Okay.
gonna catch the drippings in there, and that's gonna turn into my gravy. I'm starting my turkey at 500 degrees for 30 minutes. Really high, sear that in, and then back it off, 350 for the remaining about 2 hours. What you're really looking for is an internal temperature of 161 degrees to 165 degrees,
Okay.
and you wanna pull your turkey out. I like to pull it out at 161
Okay.
and let it finish. It could take 2 hours, could take a little less.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good. Here we go, right out of the oven. I hope you're not sulking because your turkey does have shiny skin, which is a good point. Look at this awesome toasty skin, and the stuffing is like oozing out. There's an obvious winner. We'll just see what everyone else thinks.
And the winner is...
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm Terry's sister. I'm a vegetarian, but may the best chef win.
Oh, that's debatable.
It's the
The one with the stuffing inside, that gives
Yeah.
it the best flavor.
A bunch
Wait,
of
everybody be quiet. Your mom just said mine's gonna be the best turkey.
I think Dave has more experience, much more experience, but I got to hang in there with my daughter. You know, she's learned a lot from Dave, and she knows the family way of doing it, so I'm sure I'll enjoy that more.
I'll have to try turkey to see. Because I don't know. Okay, little lady, it's your turn. I think Mama.
My grandson. I love his cooking. So I think we should take a paper ballot. That's what we should do.
Thank you so much for watching our turkey challenge. We had a great time.
I had a great time.
We were both winners. No. So stuff or not to stuff, bag or not to bag. It'll turn out awesome, we
It will.
promise.
It will.
Watch some of our other videos on our YouTube channel, Between the Eats. And don't forget to subscribe.
And remember, share with your friends. Come here. Oh.